Okay, so with any graph, it's good to know where they increase and decrease. It's also very good to know where you have a maximum or a minimum. And we're going to find relative max and relative mins because you're not going to find with a function that continues on forever, both left or right. You may not always find, and this may be your this may be your minimum, but you don't know this graph may keep going on out of your picture and then may go all the way down here and back up. So that means your minimum would actually be over here. Same thing with your max, it could be going up all the way over here. So we call them relative because that's the only part of the graph we see on our calculator or on our paper. So when you are going to examples 5 here and 6, I'll show you some keystrokes for finding your approximate maxima and minimum. For the first equation, we have f of x equals a negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 3. So when we type this into your calculator, you're going to go to the y equals button, and you type in your function, negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 3. Make sure you use a negative here, not a minus. And we're going to hit the graph button, and you get this pretty little graph that looks like a parabola, but it's not really a parabola. Correction, I think it should be. Oh wait, no, it is a parabola. Okay, so it is a square. So you get a parabola, and notice you have a maxima, a relative max. So in order to find out what this point is, you're going to hit second and your trace button for your calc. And notice it gives you this calculate menu, value, 0, minimum, maximum, and we're going to find the maximum. So we're going to hit 4, and it says left bound and right bound. So we did a little bit of this way back when. To find a left bound, that is just choosing a point that is left of what you're trying to find. So we're trying to find a maximum, which is up here. So we're going to choose any point that's to left over. So once I'm left of that, I can hit the enter button. Now it's going to ask for a right bound, so we need to go to the right of it. And we're going to choose any point that's to the right. Now you can either choose up here, you can choose down here, anywhere that's to the right of this. Hit enter again, and for guess, just hit enter, and this will give you a relative maximum. So you have a relative max at the point negative 0.874999. Y is equal to 6.06. Let's just round to 2 decimals. So if we're going to find a maximum, typically you just put the y value, but we're going to put in an x value also. So we're going to say we have a relative max at a negative 0.88, we'll round to 2 decimals, comma 6.06. And that's how you find a relative max for example 5. Now for example 6, we're going to do basically the same thing, only we're going to find a relative minima and maxima. So we will type our equation into our calculator, and once we get into our calculator, x to the third minus 2x squared, we should get a couple curves in it. Hit the graph button, and you get this pretty little graph. So notice you're going to have what I would call a relative max right here and a relative min over here. So what we want to do is we want to go back to your calculate menu. So let's second calculate, and we're going to find our max first. So let's go ahead and hit 4, and we need a left bound. Well, put the pointer right on top. I can't tell if that's to the left or to the right, or if it's right on top. So I'm going to go to the left a little bit. Hit enter. Go to the right, and there to the right. Hit enter. Guess. Enter. Here is a max. Now notice your y says negative 4.22 e to the negative 12. Well, this is negative 4.22 times 10 to the negative 12th, which means there would be 9 zeros in front of your 4 here. So you can round this. Anytime they have the e, you round this to a 0. So you have one maximum at, let's see here, let's use a different color. We have a relative max at the point of, well, that's really a 0, 0. Because if you look back at your x value, this has a 1.45 e to the negative 6. Well, that's a 0.000014 rounded up to 0. Let's find our relative min. So go to your second trace button, hit 3 for the minimum, and we need to choose something to the left. Now you want to choose a point in between your max and your min. So don't choose a point over here, because it'll choose this point over here. It won't say this point. So you need to make sure it's around your curve. So we're going to hit enter, right bound, go to the right, right. You can do this all day. Hit enter, and enter again for the guess. Here is your minimum. Now this is a 1.33 and a negative 1.19. So we'll write down our answers for our relative min. And that's going to be at a 1.33 comma negative 1.19. And I think we just showed why you would want to use a graphing calculator. Peace.